welcome back. NT, sorry you had to find out this way, but video doesn't lie. So this is a ride from a couple weeks back where we went back to Goshen and had a good rip. This is in the afternoon. In the morning we were clearing trails, so it was myself, Craig, Ray, and Steve was even out. And Steve is who was on the back of Ray's bike earlier. He didn't bring his bike, he was just out there walking the trail and clearing. He did an awesome job. And Ray tells me that Neil has gone and done some more clearing since we've been there, so thank you very much, Neil, for opening up the trails more for the rest of us. So here's the gang. I'd like to name them all, I just can't. There's a few guys here that I know I've ridden with before, some guys that I know quite well, and some guys I'm not sure I've met before. I don't have that gift of gab that Lance has. He can chat anybody. I need to work on that because I like to get everybody's names and kind of introduce them in the video. But needless to say, it's a great group of guys and some really good riders. So at this point, and kind of where this video picks up, is I've just left Craig, who's going to go ride some more of the open stuff, and I've just caught up with this gang here, and I'm not quite sure who's all riding with us, so wasn't sure we had everybody, and in fact we didn't. We were missing Chips. That's Mr. Pringle to you.
Yeah, we're still missing one, right?
Stoney's fucking bike. Yeah. It's all good?
Yep.
Alright, we're all back together again and we're going to set off. Mike's joined us. He's going to ride his own ride at his own pace, and that's fine because at any crucial junction we're going to stop and make sure that we're all back together so nobody gets lost here, nobody gets left behind. But today is going to be pretty fast, and I'm going to be pretty challenged to keep up with these guys. Right in front of me is a guy who I think is fairly new to riding on an older bike, and I'm on my fancy, super reliable, hopped up, tuned KTM that never has a problem. And if I'm overselling it, it's for a reason because it's sarcasm. Wait for it. But he is a mountain biker, and holy smokes, he's quick, and yikes. My super fast bike is not going to keep up to him because my super shitty skills just don't allow me. And I know I'm being a little over modest. I have gotten quicker, and I feel this year I've gotten a little faster again. But man, so is everybody else. I wish it wasn't the case for me, but I'm happy for them. It is funny, those that come from other disciplines like motocross into enduro or cross country do really well because the motocross guys know how to go fast. They know how to kind of gas it out of corners, they know how to climb hills, and for the mountain bike guys, they know how to turn and they know how to do descents. So there's a lot of cross skills here, and I didn't come from any of those backgrounds, so I'm just learning as I go. And what's also funny is that riding Goshen can make you feel like you're really fast because it is relatively non-technical and quite flowy, and I'm getting to know the trails fairly well, so there's a predictive quality to it as well. But I did get an eye-opener as we went and rode some of our stuff here locally, which is a lot rougher, a lot more technical, and I got my ass whooped a bit.
Well, I'm gonna die if I try and keep this pace.
I'm really surprised at how dry it is here already. It's a little bit unsettling because if it's too dry, we'll stay out of this area because it becomes a bit of a fire hazard. Oh, and if you saw my last video, you saw the short clip that I put of this section here.
Oh, I should have topped up the fuel before I came out. I got lots. I'm always worried about this bike.
That'll run that empty on the thing, man.
As long as you keep sloshing it around.
Yep, and Ray's not wrong there. The design of these 23, 24 model TBI bikes with that little reservoir for fuel did have some people concerned, but it's never been an issue for me. It will use all of its fuel, but it does have another problem.
Fuck her. Look out. She died.
So the problem that I'm having has to do with that filter, and that filter sits on the end of the fuel pump, and that is the in-tank fuel filter. I'm not sure what's happening. It gets dirty relatively quickly, even if you use the cleanest of gas filtered through a strainer and whatever else. So I don't know what's going on there, but then it won't pull fuel at full throttle, and in some cases at half throttle, and so your bike dies. Now, it dies in stages, and the bike will run for a little while, probably a few days, before it becomes really catastrophic, but the risk is that you'll burn out your fuel pump.
Wide open and a whole bunch of that.
Yeah, so she's second gear.
So I did go back to the truck intending to leave and call it a day, but I just dumped more fuel in the bike, and I rejoined the group because I really wanted to come to Crazy Ivan. And I'm glad I did, for this reason.
Well, it wasn't the prettiest, but she's up.
Up is up, eh?
Crazy Ivan in years past has been super challenging, sometimes a little easier. It all depends how those rocks move around. Ray, of course, makes it look easy, as did Lucas on his first couple runs, although it gets a little more challenging for him. And everyone has a go, not everybody makes it, and that's just the nature of Crazy Ivan.
Give her, give her, give her. Oh, he's offline. Yes, buddy.
I wish I would have had my GoPro on.
Alright, that pretty much brings us to the end of this video. We're headed back now. We'll get down to the parking lot, call it a day, and I'm really glad that I came back to meet Crazy Ivan and enjoy the rest of the ride. The next video is not going to be so complimentary for KTM. It's going to be a bit of shame.